Another second-year head coach with hopefully a full off-season to prepare his team for 2021. Welcome to the Voice of College Football as we run down the Power 5 team by team and lay out the 2021 predictions. Please leave your predictions down below, your comments as well, here at the Voice of College Football. Please like the videos. Share the videos out on social media because if you enjoy the content, others will as well. Let's look at the Baylor Bears coming off 2-7 in Dave Aranda's first season in the Big 12 after his defensive coordinator stint at LSU. And, of course, Baylor had a banner season in 2019, 11-1 in the regular season, going to the Big 12 championship, taking Oklahoma to overtime, and then falling in the Sugar Bowl as well to cap off an 11-3 campaign. So, does Baylor bounce back to more in the 2019 form or more like 2020? Well, let's see what we've got here. First, the out-of-conference schedule starts in Texas as Baylor stays right at home in their state. Texas State on the road. So a Power 5 going to a Group of 5 doesn't happen. It's not uncommon, but it generally works the other way, of course. But Baylor is going to take the trip to Texas State. Texas State played BC within a field goal, down to the wire, last play of the game last season. So don't discard Texas State. Texas Southern, the second game of the season. And Baylor's got an interesting date later in the season as they take on the BYU Cougars there in Waco. All right, the non-conference or the conference schedule, of course, lines up perfectly in the Big 12 where everybody plays everybody. And, of course, the Big 12 is going to be no more, at least in its present state, very soon. But let's, us purists, let's soak it in while we can. Everybody plays everybody, so it's a true conference championship and conference championship game that Baylor arrived at in 2019. Well, this season, what do? I'm looking at 2-7 in the conference. Most likely, those wins are against Kansas, which is by far the most abysmal program and team in the Power 5. The other win coming for the Baylor Bears, there's a number of candidates there, of course. The last game of the season against Texas Tech. Kansas State is certainly a winnable game as well. And then most likely, the other ones would be substantial upsets. Not monumental upsets, but they will be a substantial underdog as it stands right now. Of course, if they get off to a 4-0 start and they're a better team than we anticipated, then the odds will change. But at this point, Baylor is going to be a decent touchdown underdog in all these games, excluding down the stretch against Kansas State and Texas Tech. And, of course, the Kansas game gets them off to a good start at 3-0 before they've got to face Iowa State. So Baylor, 2-7 last year, probably exceeds that total right out of the gate with 3 consecutive wins before, I believe, comes the downturn. I've got a split against Kansas State and Texas Tech down the stretch to fall to 2-7 in the Big 12. That would be 4-8 overall as they do lose that game at home against BYU, but that should be an interesting and fun one to watch. Let's continue to run down the records for 2021 right here at the Voice of College Football. Leave your records down below. Let me know what you think right here at the Voice of College Football.